Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is approximately 6 a.m. Normally, I'd have a new video coming out. It's a Monday and Wednesday, I release new videos. But we have a special announcement. And when we have a special announcement, I like to do it live. As Bill O'Reilly says, we're going to do it live. So I have just released my latest course, the 100 Algorithms Challenge, How to Ace Your Next JavaScript Coding Interview. I'm very excited about it. Instead of just releasing a video talking about it, I'm sure I'll talk about it, I wanted to answer some of your questions that you might have about the course. So hopefully we get a few people show up, even though it's a little bit early. If you're interested in the course, and I've been working on it, and hopefully by the end of this video you are, there's a link in the description where you're saying, Dylan, how much could a course like this cost? $200? $500? Something like that? Because you got 100 algorithms here that you're working through to show us, for us to practice on? How much? That sounds like great value. Well, for the low price, for one payment of $9.99 with the coupon code CodingGod, which is what's in the link there, you can get it for just $9.99. Forever. For life. All right? On Udemy. Because I know y'all like Udemy. So, what is this new fantastic course that you have built, Dylan? Well, the 100 Algorithms Challenge is exactly what it sounds like. You say, that sounds like clickbait, Dylan. No way anyone did 100 different algorithms. I did, because I wanted to have more algorithms than the other courses, because I think it's all about practice. What's that, Alan? Yes, we talking about practice. That's what the Algorithm Challenge is all about. So we got 105 different videos. I barely have any and by the way, I'm going to add on to this. That's what's so great to me, is this is just the start. We have 100 Algorithm Challenge here. And what can you really expect from that? You expect 105 videos, 100 of those being algorithm solutions. That's just 5 videos of setup, really. My whole thing is you're going to learn by doing, right? I hate when I go and take something and it's just so much theory, and nope, we're diving into it. We're going deep. We're going in, all right? Because that's what this is about. So, I'm not a big fan of technical interviews because for some of you who don't know, I've actually thrown up before a lot of tests in my life and after. But they are part of the industry. We need to get better at them. In this course, we're going to improve your problem-solving ability and speed by solving 100 different algorithms. That's our objective here. Some of these questions are taken from some of the largest tech companies available. Google, Facebook, Uber, Amazon. These are real things. The difficulty of them, now I have them sorted alphabetically, and we'll see that in a second. But the difficulty of them varies. Some are hard, some are easy. I would say most are in the medium range. I did throw 1 or 2 easy ones in there just to get you kind of going, because everyone's at different speeds. What are the requirements for this? So, what by the end of this course, what are you gonna have a handle on? Well, you're gonna have an introduction to the basics of TypeScript. JavaScript is great. TypeScript is even better. TypeScript is just a superset of JavaScript. And that's one of those 5 videos. I want to get you up and running. And I linked to a full TypeScript course that I've built and a full Git course that I've built, so that you can really build a 100 algorithm portfolio item. Because that's what I want you to have. I want you, whenever you take one of my courses, not only do I want you to learn and get relevant skills, I want you to have a portfolio item at the end of the day to showcase, hey, I've been coding every day. Because that's what's important, is to get you a portfolio, to get you to code, and to show other people that you have been doing that. So that's what you're going to have here. So you're going to have a basic understanding of TypeScript. You're going to have a better understanding of the methods and the functions in JavaScript. And you're going to be ready to ace that technical interview. And for the low price of $9.99 with coupon code CodingGod. That's 10 cents an algorithm. 10 cents. That's it. You quite literally can't sell something cheaper on Udemy. So, what are the requirements for this course? you just have to want to grind, really, at the end of the day. Basic understanding of JavaScript is nice, but really what you need is to say, you know what? I accept your challenge, Dylan. I accept, and I will complete the challenge and become a coding god. That's why the coupon code is coding god, because I want you to become a coding god. All right. So are you going to accept the challenge? Will you step up to the plate, get those technical interview skills together, get better at JavaScript, get better at TypeScript, or are you going to lay on your back and just take it like my cat Tito right here? I hope not. I hope not. I hope you're going to put in the work. I hope you're going to accept the challenge, step up to the plate, and you're saying, well, am I the right, what are we going to get from the course? Well, as I mentioned, the most commonly asked interview questions, of course, you're going to be prepared for your next interview. You're going to be like 100 algorithm portfolio. So who's the target audience? Well, anyone who wants to learn, anyone who wants to challenge themselves to get better at JavaScript and TypeScript, anyone preparing for technical interviews, anyone who wants to learn how to code, really, at the end of the day, because you're going to see a ton of different challenges. So we've talked a little bit about the course content. I'm actually going to be adding about 5 other videos here to talk about how you might solve algorithms, because the way that this course is structured is we have about 5 videos of setup, and there's going to be about 5 more. There's going to be a second section here where we talk about visualizing items, and I'm going to do that this weekend, but this course got approved. I wanted to announce it. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking for this course. This is true. And I've been working on it. It's a hard, look, man, it's hard solving 100 algorithms, filming 100 videos, and creating the GitHub repo, all the resources. So you can see here, we got 100 different algorithms, 100 of them. So we're gonna get you going on it. So how does the course look? Well, let's just take something like this. So when you get started in the course, you're gonna get a README document as well as my video, right? But I want you to be able to take this and go with it. So you're gonna get an something that's very similar. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Where this is just one of the 100. And by the way, we have several preview videos just so that you can see what it's like. Because I don't want you just to buy something willy-nilly because I've recommended it. Because I'm biased, right? I put a lot of time and energy in this. So go and watch those preview videos and say, damn, man, I watched 3 of these videos. I could see how if I did 97 more, it'd be of value. I got 30 cents of free value because Dylan's selling it cheap, 10 cents an algorithm. He's selling it real cheap. But I'm going to go give him that other $9.70 because he done earned it. But here in the README, you're going to pull down this repo, and you're saying, Dylan, I don't know how Git works. Don't worry, pimpin'. I've linked to my GitHub video that's going to walk you through everything. Absolutely everything. It's simple. We're going to pull down this repo, and you're going to see this markdown file. Markdown file is just going to be your instructions for the algorithm. We're going to give you a description of what our objective is. We're going to give you several examples, and we're going to give you hints, right? So the hints here are, hey, I use these methods because I don't want to hide you. I don't want to hide from you methods that I have used for the solution. And one thing that I encourage you to do if and when you buy the course is share your solution if it is different or better in the comments, because I did this with my other course, and I want this to be something where you can learn not only from me but from each other, right? So the hint section of the README is essentially, these are the methods that I use to solve these, and sometimes it can get pretty big. I want to say, was there a flattened array? So you can see, like right here, that we're going to be chaining some values. Maybe that wasn't it. One of these was rather large. I forget which one. But in these hints, sometimes I might have 5 methods there. 5 methods so that you could see how we go. Because it's not only about solving the algorithms, it's also about getting more comfortable chaining functions together and how they work, and sort of being able to visualize those data structures. And that's what this course is about. And then when you pull it down, you'll see, oh, actually, normally they're not supposed to have algorithms in them, so I might have to update that one. Here we go. Here's a better example. Mental note to update the repo on this one. I dropped the ball right there. But so normally what you're gonna get is something like this, which is going to be an empty file. And I recommend at the start of the course that you install this quokka.js file, which is a completely free extension to Visual Studio Code. And what it does is it allows us to see the console logs right here. So these are our test cases that we're going to test against. And then here is our function set up. And then what you need to do is now work towards it. Now, the way that the courses work is I walk you through what our objective is. And then the second part of the video is I solve it. How I would like you to use this course is you watch the objective. And if you struggle, you spend some time struggling. You spend some time smashing the head against the keyboard. But if you have to, you watch the video and you solve it. And the good thing about this is that some you're going to struggle on, and some you're going to skip, and some you're going to move on to next. But when you got 100 algorithms, even if you watch the video for number 50, you do the next 50, you come back to that first 50th, you can probably just by doing 100 different algorithms, the ones that you struggled on, you can go back and I bet you could solve it without having to watch the video. And that's really what I want you to do here, because you're not going to memorize answers. What you're going to learn are skills to be able to see what a correct data structure should look like for a certain type of problem. And so when you solve those first 100, go back and remember the ones. Make a mental note of all the ones that you got help on, and then see if you can solve them on your own, because you're not going to memorize the solution, right? So that's the 100 algorithm challenge. This took me 3 months to make, guys. No bullshit. It took me 3 months to make. I had to solve all the algorithms. It was a journey, and I was happy to make it. And I personally, making it got so much better that I know without a doubt that if you take it seriously, you accept the challenge, that you will get just as good as I. You can get good, son. Get good. It's about the same amount of content as my JavaScript course, but it took me 3 months of working on this to make, and I think it's going to be an excellent course for those who are ready for it. So, what questions can I answer? Because today I'm in sales mode. I'm selling you on this course. No, how you guys doing this morning? I put it in work. Dylan, this course looks great, and I'm seriously thinking of signing up, but my JavaScript knowledge is very basic. Is this course for me at the moment? Should I learn more JavaScript at first? So, this JavaScript course, I would say, falls into an intermediate range, but I think anyone could get value out of it, particularly because we're trying to get you comfortable to a lot of the methods that are available in JavaScript and how we might use them. And even if you don't, so I would encourage you to try and solve some of these algorithms, because this is what we're really doing when you're solving algorithms. Are you going to be solving algorithms on a daily basis of your life? No, but what solving algorithms does, and the reason that you get tested in technical interviews, is it trains your brain to think like a developer and problem solve, and that's what the importance of algorithms are. So I would hope that you would buy this course, and even if you feel like you're unready, you would get value out of just watching solutions, right? Here's an algorithm. You understand what's being asked. Maybe you don't understand how to do it. So if I said, hey, I want to add up all the numbers in an array, you're saying, okay, we're going to add all the values together and we're going to get that number. I understand that, right? Add the numbers together, get this number at the end. And that makes sense to you, but maybe you just don't know how the tools work yet, or the methods work, and you can't really visualize it. I think just by seeing those and seeing them happen, that you might be able to sort of start retraining your brain. So I do think there's some value into it. Even, I do say that you should have a basic understanding of JavaScript, and I think that'd probably be a good fit in that aspect. Are some of the algorithms asked in front-end technical interviews? Absolutely. I've had several of these asked by me, to me rather, and some by me. And I would say about 15 of them are taken from Google, Amazon, Facebook, Uber, and a couple other companies that come to mind. So it's it was hard. Some of them are hard, some of them are easy, but it was a lot of fun making it. It's hard though. I set out with a goal much higher than 100 algorithms, but at some point, I think 100 algorithms was quite a bit. Most of the algorithm courses, when it comes to solutions like this, are about 20 to 30 algorithms. So in terms of solutions, we did quite well. So yeah, it was fun though. It was fun, but I basically consumed my weekends for the last 3 months and my weekdays. So. Oh man. Yeah, it was a pleasure making it though. Oh man. All right. So good morning. For those of you who are on the East Coast, it's about 6:40. If you are on the West Coast, you need to go to bed. It's too early for you to be getting up, so you're probably up still from last night. You need to go to bed. It's 3:30 in the morning. All right. Don't worry. You can get this course for $9.99 with coupon code CodingGod in the morning. I assure you. No, it is 3:38 on the West Coast. It's about 6:40 here. I get up at 6 every day. I wanted to do a announcement video, but I figured I was busy all last night and I couldn't get to it. So I figured a live stream would be kind of fun, a little bit different here. Let you know what's going on, the good news. I know a lot of you have been asking about this course because you've seen me work on it in the live streams. You've seen me sort of problem solve with it, and that's one thing I want to get across, because some of these algorithms are easy, some are medium, the bulk are medium, and some are very hard. And if you can't solve all of them, that's completely fine. You have to realize it took me 3 months to solve all of these and record all this and whatnot. So don't like, sometimes we like to get down on ourselves, right? Because we're not where we want to be. And this happens to me also, right? So like, I work with some very brilliant front-end devs, and sometimes I forget, like I'm a good developer, I would say, but they have about 10, 20 years more experience than I have. So it's hard for even me to compete. So keep that in mind, is that some of you are going to have less experience than I am, and some of you are going to say, hey, I haven't spent a ton of time doing algorithms. That's okay. That's what we're here for, right? We're here to get better and here to learn. So don't let it get you down. It's all about growing, and so that's what these courses are about. That's why I make them, because I want you all to grow and do better, much like me. I grew so much by building this course. I mean, think about it. If you coded every day an algorithm for, let's just say you did one of these algorithms every day, you'd have, for the next 3.5 months or so, you'd be challenging yourself. And that's why it's called the Algorithms Challenge, because I want you to challenge yourself. Say, I'm going to solve one algorithm a day. That's it. I'm going to push it up to my GitHub with the solution every day, and I bet you, matter of fact, I can guarantee you, or your money back, that you're going to be a much better developer if you take that approach. Just every single day a new algorithm. And you'll not only will you have a better understanding of JavaScript, TypeScript, the methods. Today so early, it's noon here. Hey man, we got big news. We released a course, and I still have to finish up. I filmed a HTML video. That was going to be today's video. I did a HTML video. I am going to do so moving forward with some stuff on the channel. I have several videos that I need to release. I have the HTML video for next week. I have how to code like a pro functions, how to code like a pro comments, And then I have a CSS video I need to film as well. I think CSS is going to be basic, and then advanced, and then Flexbox. So 3 videos on CSS. I checked your Udemy course content on JavaScript, and the content looks awesome. Yeah, so my JavaScript course, for those of you who are interested, there's a link in the description there as well. But that course goes over all the methods in JavaScript, and we actually give you 20 algorithms in there to practice against, and in JavaScript. And that course is all about going over the basics of the methods in JavaScript and just JavaScript as a whole, to see what is available for you and how that works, so that you can sort of be exposed to all these things. That's kind of what the hint section is about also in the README files for the algorithms. Is I don't want to hide methods from you, right? And it's hard to keep track of everything. So here's what I solved it with. And it's not like I feel like you're going to cheat, like, oh man, Dylan used filter here in math.floor. I instantly know the answer. If you do, great. Because then you're thinking. But if you can get but the idea here is to say, hey, here's some hints of a potential solution for the items that I use, not necessarily how I use them, because I don't want you to be struggling through the documentation. And if you don't know what those things are, great. I just gave you a curated list to go review. I'm new to programming. Started with C actually. What else should I do before I start a new language? Well, I mean, you have to decide what direction you want to go in. If you want to go in JavaScript direction, just start, man. Start, take an introductory course. My JavaScript 360 Part 1 is good. There's a lot of YouTube courses as well. Continue growing. So continue just practicing. No work today? No, I have work. It's 6:45 a.m. I leave around 8. You should create a video course on data structures and algorithms. So I am actually. One thing that I've learned quite a bit about is data structures and algorithms. And we talk about data structures and we talk a little bit about algorithms in the solutions as we're solving them. But in terms of explicitly having a section about it, it's something I think I might actually add to this course, just to talk about data structures within JavaScript specifically, which there aren't too many, right, compared to more standard programming languages, more object-oriented based programming languages. But yeah, that's on the plate for the YouTube channel. It's also probably on the plate for this course, right? I like to continue adding stuff to my course. This weekend, for instance, I'm going to add some ES6 classes to my JavaScript Part 1 course, because I want to make sure that it's there. Thank you, man. I think it's an awesome challenge also, right? It's going to be a great way for people to learn and practice. And as someone who has tanked in various technical interviews, it's awkward, it's not fun. I have gotten a lot better in them just by building this course, and I've also gotten a lot better just by practicing, right? Yeah, it's it was fun putting it together. But yeah, so I definitely have on the agenda a data structures and algorithm course. Part of that is I need to get better at data structures and like traditional algorithms like binary search tree and breadth first and all that sort of stuff. So that's part of it. And that's kind of what I use the YouTube channel for, right? So. When I do interviews, when I get interviewed, people ask me about my YouTube channel, and the way that I sort of talk about it, and it's true, is that I am passionate about teaching, but I'm also passionate about learning. And YouTube has given me this unique experience where I can go and learn something, and I can teach it, and I get value out of that as well. And so I kind of kill two birds with one stone. Which, by the way, is a very strange saying, because if I ever saw anyone throw a stone at a bird, I probably wouldn't want him to kill that bird or a second one. But so if you've noticed this last year, I've been catering a different approach to the channel, right? I've been doing less tutorials, more topics. Part of that is because I've been learning outside of work. And that's where like the Code Like a Pro series has come from. I'm reading some books this year outside of work that I've really been enjoying, and I'm learning a lot from. And I'm trying to take a higher level approach of how can we write more readable, maintainable code instead of worrying about how can I learn the latest framework this year. That's what this year's been about. So it's been pretty good. So I'll be having an interview for front-end dev position, but I have no React or Angular experience with jQuery enough to impress. Well, it's going to be your JavaScript skills that impress. Is if they're interested in interviewing you and you have no React or Angular experience, it's going to be your ability to with jQuery. It's not. Be prepared to speak to JavaScript more than jQuery, unless they're looking for a jQuery dev. I mean, that's the shit that matter. Hello, Michael. Hey, Dylan, can you talk about your first job? I heard you used to do PHP dev work. We don't talk about those dark days, Gregory. Did you have to learn that on the spot? My very first dev job, about 2 years ago, I got it, and there's some videos talking a little bit more in detail about this on the channel somewhere, but excuse me, it's early, man. So I moved coast to coast. I moved from the West Coast to the East Coast. Made it that awful drive. It was awful drive. But about 3 months in, I'm on a dev team of three and a half. That half being an intern, and we had a couple other devs, but they're on other projects. I'm working with Angular 1, which I've only worked with for about one project, where I built my website, codingtutorials360.com. So I learned a lot in that first job. First I got much better at JavaScript, HTML, CSS. And then I discovered unit testing, so I started getting better with Jasmine and Karma, those types of items. And then I got sick of my boss. I got sick of waiting on him. Not that he was slow or anything like that, but when you are only doing front end and there's three of you, at some point you're like, yo, man, I'll jump into this shit and I'll build my own API. So that's sort of what happened. And for the last 10 months or so of that job, I just started knocking it out. I just learned on the job. That's really it at the end of the day. I haven't launched any SaaS products other than working on SaaS products. I mean, I haven't launched any of my own, if that's what you're asking. There are SaaS products that my current company sells, though. But yeah, so it was just learning on the job sort of thing, where I wanted to get better, and the expectation was that, hey, we want you to, once you get going in the front end, we want you to jump into the back end. So I started playing around with MySQL, which I'd played around with in college, and then PHP. Should I learn Angular first? I already bought your Bitcoin-related Angular course, but haven't completed it yet. Then move on to this course, or should focus this on this / JavaScript first? So I think fundamentals are probably a better thing for people to focus on than frameworks, especially when you're getting started. Now, both are important, both have a place, but I think it's fine for you to get the 100 algorithm challenge. And I I mean, they're two different things. So here's the thing: is you're gonna start smashing your head against the cryptocurrency course at some point when you're sick of building it, and then you're gonna solve some algorithms. Let's say you solve 20, and then you're like, oh man, I'm sick of this, and then jump back. So I think it's probably great for you to have both, because I want you to have the flexibility of jumping between the courses, and so that you're always learning whatever's fun to you at that moment, man. Ever had the feeling of not being good enough while on the job browser at work? Yeah, man. So that's really imposter syndrome at the end of the day, and it happens. It's a natural part because we're in such a technical field, and especially as someone who's like a self-taught developer like myself, where you're going against people with master's degrees and things like that. You start questioning yourself, and there's other times. So like I've interviewed at Facebook, I've interviewed at Google, Amazon twice, Microsoft twice. So these are all companies that I've interviewed with, and I haven't got a job from them. And I've gotten to the technical interview stuff, and it's hard, right? It's hard. It's a struggle, and I've solved them. Here's the crazy thing about interviewing at one of these big companies. I've solved almost, except my first Amazon interview, I've solved every single algorithm they've given me, but I probably didn't write the cleanest solution. I didn't solve it the fastest, and and perhaps not in the way that they were expecting. But all my solutions have worked, and I didn't move forward. So when you get that, you start wondering, am I good enough? Because these are the best. I want to be the best, right? I'm not just here for shits and giggles, right? I have a video on how to negotiate your first salary. I think it's quite literally called negotiating your first salary, and a small video on my experience as front-end developer. That's pretty much every weekend AMA, and I have several videos discussing that as well. How to learn, I might have something up, something. I think I have a pace up learning sort of video. It's hard to keep track. I have 800 videos at this point. Anyhow, guys, so this was supposed to be a little bit of a shorter video, about a 30-minute announcement video. I want to thank you for showing up for this. If you guys are interested in the 100 algorithm challenge, you're ready to step up to the plate. You say, look, man, I'm ready, man. Put me in, coach. Put me in. You can check it out in the description below. And you can get it for just $10 right now using coupon code CodingGod. I gotta get my day started so that I have videos for next week and have fun with that. So thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for supporting me. It's not easy to make a 100 algorithm course or make any course on Udemy. It's much harder. I would say about every hour that you put into that results in video is probably about 10 hours of work in total. So it takes quite a bit of time and energy, and if I didn't have such a supportive audience, I didn't have people that say, hey man, when's that course coming out? I'm really excited about it. Who knows when it would have gotten done. So thank you so much for being excited about the course. I hope you accept my challenge, the 100 algorithm challenge, and look forward to the weekend AMA on Friday or Saturday. See you next time, guys. Bye.